Man, I can't wait to play some God of War Ragnarok. It's coming out. Oh, fuck. Okay. Okay, that's fine. I understand. I'm more excited to play some Horizon for. God damn it. Alright. That's not a problem. I know Techland will come through. At least Dying Lights 2's coming out. And go fuck yourself. Cue the intro. Ancestors Legacy, not to be confused by Ancestors Human Odyssey, more commonly known as the monkey game that was popular for 2 weeks. If one were to be inclined to take a more philosophical approach, yes, Ancestors Legacy is a game about evolution, about our primal instincts of war and destruction. Yes, quite deep. Or perhaps you could be a normal person and see it for what it is, which is a top-down-ish strategy game. Alright, let's get into it. Ancestors Legacy is a real-time strategy game developed by Polish studio Destructive Creations and published by 1C Company. It was released on Microsoft Windows on May 22nd, 2018, Xbox One and PlayStation 4 on August 13th, 2019, and Nintendo Switch on June 11th, 2020. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's talk about the story. Hit it! Ancestors Legacy follows and focuses on medieval wars ranging from the unification of Slavs in the Kingdom of Poland, to the Teutonic Order of Knights in the Holy Roman Empire, to the Anglo-Saxons of Britannia, and last but not least, Vikings, baby! The game's story follows history pretty much. For example, the Viking raid of Lindisfarne, known as the oldest or the first Viking raid on England that we know of so far. So you get the gist of it. The game's story follows the historical accounts and doesn't really have a story from the grounds up. There are cutscenes and there is voice acting, though the voice acting is a little out of place. But overall, it's fine, and the story does its job well enough. Now, let's talk about juicy gameplay, baby! Hit it! Alright, let's go back 2 steps and talk about campaigns. Each kingdom has 2 campaigns to choose from. The Vikings have Ulf Ironbeard and Rurik. The Anglo-Saxons, you have Edward the Confessor and Harald Godwinson. The Germans, we have King Rudolf I and the Teutonic Order of Knights. For the Poles, we have Boleslav the Brave and, that guy. Each campaign has 5 different chapters to choose from that advances the quite simple story and has different objectives, more or less. Now let's talk about the classes. Each kingdom has unique armors and units to choose from. The Vikings have the Berserkers, the Anglo-Saxons have the Slingers, the German have the Crossbowmen, and the Slavs have the Mounted Archers. But that's not it. Each kingdom has a type of cavalry, and a few different types of footmen, such as spearmen and shieldmen, as well as archers. But they all get their unique armors depending on the kingdom that you play. A Viking shieldman will look different than a Slav shieldman. It all depends on the kingdom that you're playing. And I'd say the armors are close enough to historical realism. I'm not an expert, but hey, at least they don't have horn helmets on the Vikings, right? Ugh, just thinking about it makes my skin crawl. Anyways, the units work in a rock, paper, scissors type of thing. Spear boys being the counter to axe boys and bow boys, while shield boys are the counter to spear boys, and ballistas and catapults are the counter to heaven and earth. You can upgrade the power of each unit in your camp's barracks, but that costs stuff. So you'll need to upgrade your villages that you captured to get the most amount of wood, metal, and food. Yes, you can build stuff, but that's not that deep, with you only being able to upgrade the resource gathering and build watchtowers on these captured villages. Even in your main camp, your base, it's not that much better. Yes, you can build a couple of tents to make room for a larger army, more units. You can also build wells if your enemies decide to moonwalk up to your crib and torch it as a great decorative addition. And finally, you can build barracks to recruit more units. and a blacksmith to make siege weapons. The building is definitely not the focus of the game, without a doubt. It's the big cinematic battles that you can get into. You can also upgrade your technological knowledge so you can have better troops and better armor. With more ass-clenching battles your troops get into, they'll become better fighters. Next up, what you just heard, ladies and gentlemen, was the intro sequence, or at least a snippet of it, of Ancestors Legacy, and it has no reason being as good as it is, but hey, it really sets the bar high for the rest of the soundtrack, and it delivers. The soundtrack does not feel out of place, and every song is crafted perfectly and fits the game very, very well. Now, yes, most of the songs are meant for a video game, for a particular scene or a combat sequence, so it's not really supposed to be heard when you're not doing anything other than playing the game. But there are a few songs that I really enjoy listening to while I'm editing or writing or in a long car trip, really just whatever I'm doing. They're good songs. I'm no expert in the musical melodies, but they sound good in my ears, and I like it. And last but not least, the graphics of Ancestors Legacy get the job done. At times it kinda looks like a PS3 game, but at times it looks truly beautiful. Overall, I enjoyed the game, and I'm still enjoying it. I actually barely finished the Viking and German campaigns. Now, cue the outro sequence, baby!
I like it.